already. He's off the... Mufasa, he off the... I can't use him for the fantasy no more because my friend is off. So I gotta find somebody else. Gotta go back to Lenny Kravitz.
A new couple in Hollywood. Aaron, Pierre, Teyana. Aaron, Pierre, that's Teyana.
It started like any other night. Music playing, fans laughing, hearts floating in the chat. Teyana Taylor went live on Instagram doing what she does best, being real. No filters, no scripts, just that effortless energy that makes people feel connected to her. She danced a little, joked around, answered fan questions, and smiled that smile everyone loves. To the outside world, it looked like peace. But behind that glow, something was shifting. Because while Teyana was spreading love through her live stream, her partner, Aaron Pierre, was making a move that would change everything. And it wasn't a gift. It wasn't a shout-out. It wasn't love. It was an unfollow. A single, cold, deliberate click in the middle of her live. And in the digital world we live in today, that one click means more than 1,000 words. At first, fans didn't believe it. Someone in the comments whispered, "Wait, did Aaron just unfollow her?" It sounded like a rumor, like one of those wild things the internet makes up. But then the screenshots dropped. Real proof. Fans compared his following list from 5 minutes earlier to now. And her name was gone. The chat exploded like a bomb. The emojis stopped. The hearts vanished. And what had been a stream filled with joy turned into chaos. "Girl, check your man. He just unfollowed you, Liv. Say it ain't true." Thousands of comments flooded the screen. Teyana tried to keep it cool. That professional smile never fully faded. But her eyes told a story the smile couldn't hide. For a moment, her voice cracked. She paused mid-sentence, looked down, and the energy shifted completely. Imagine it, being live in front of thousands, performing joy, while realizing in real time that the person you love has just humiliated you in front of the world. That unfollow wasn't just a social media move. It was a message. It was Aaron saying without words, "I'm done." And the timing? Brutal. He could have done it privately. He could have waited. But no, he did it while she was live, glowing, happy, vulnerable. It was public heartbreak in 4K. Within minutes, Twitter caught fire. Hashtags exploded. Hashtag Aaron unfollows Teyana, hashtag it's over now, hashtag girl move on memes flooded timelines, some cruel, others sympathetic. TikTokers recreated the moment, acting out, going live, and realizing your man just unfollowed you. It wasn't just gossip. It became a cultural moment. Some fans were furious at Aaron. They called it immature, cold, disrespectful. "Who does that to a woman who's always had your back?" they wrote. Others defended him, saying maybe he was setting boundaries, maybe he was tired of the drama. But either way, one thing was clear. This wasn't a breakup anymore. This was a spectacle. And Teyana? She didn't post a statement. No explanations, no crying videos, no interviews. She went silent. But her silence spoke volumes. She began posting cryptic quotes on her Instagram story. About peace, about letting go, about not forcing someone to stay who no longer wants to. And her fans understood. Every word felt like a quiet confession. She wasn't just talking about life. She was talking about him. Because this wasn't just about one unfollow. It was about every time she gave her heart to someone who didn't guard it. Every time she loved loudly and got silence in return. Her fans weren't just angry, they were protective. They'd seen her struggle, rebuild, and keep shining. This time they weren't just watching heartbreak. They were watching a woman rise from it. Meanwhile, Aaron stayed completely silent. No tweets. No explanations. But silence doesn't cover your tracks. It amplifies them. People noticed the changes. His bio, edited. Photos with her, gone. Posts he liked, shady, talking about freedom, moving on, not being tied down. Every move was dissected like evidence in a trial. Was he trying to send another message? Was this payback? Or was he simply walking away without looking back? The internet split in two. One side saw Aaron as heartless, a man who couldn't even give his partner respect on her platform. The other saw him as liberated, someone finally done with the spotlight and the pressure. But here's the truth. This was never just about an unfollow. Because in today's world, an unfollow is a statement. It's not just a button. It's a declaration. It says, "I'm done seeing you. I'm done pretending. I'm done caring." It's the modern breakup, the silent goodbye, the digital door slam. And for Teyana Taylor, it happened in real time, under the gaze of thousands who adore her. Yet as painful as that moment was, it also became her rebirth. After the storm, her post shifted. No more sadness, just strength. She started sharing photos of her rehearsals, her projects, her family. The captions changed too. Peace looks good on me. Healing is power. She didn't chase attention. She didn't clap back. She let her silence turn into self-respect. Because sometimes, losing someone who doesn't see your worth is the most powerful kind of win. So yeah, maybe Aaron thought that unfollow would define her. But all it did was remind the world of who Teyana really is. Unbreakable, unapologetic, and still shining brighter than ever. And that's the thing about heartbreak. You can try to break a woman like her in public, but she'll rebuild herself right in front of you. It's not just about removing someone from your feed. It's deeper than that. In today's world, an unfollow isn't just a click. It's a statement. A digital line in the sand. It says, I don't want to be tied to you anymore. Not publicly, not even virtually. And when that moment happens in front of thousands of people, during your partner's life, it stops being private. It becomes a performance. That's exactly why this story hit so hard. Because it wasn't just about Teyana Taylor losing one follower. It was about her losing something much heavier. The public image of a love she thought was still standing. While she smiled at her fans, that one tiny notification shattered the illusion. The world didn't just witness an unfollow. It witnessed the collapse of a connection she was still holding on to. Aaron didn't just decide to step away. He made a choice to end things in front of the world. No words. No explanations. Just silence and action. And in this digital era, sometimes silence is the loudest answer of all. What made the moment unforgettable wasn't the drama. It was what it revealed. It showed how fragile love can become when the world is watching. One minute you're laughing with fans, the next you're realizing your entire relationship is falling apart live. The same internet that once celebrated you, that once called you relationship goals, now cheers for your breakup. Hashtags trend. Memes spread faster than the truth. Love turns into entertainment. It's cruel, but it's real. So where does that leave them? For now it feels final. Like the last page of a book that closed too soon. The signs are all there. The unfollow, the cryptic quotes about peace and letting go, the deleted pictures, and that painful, deliberate silence. And this isn't just any silence. It's not the quiet kind that comes from peace. It's the heavy kind. The kind that means something. The kind that doesn't ask for explanation because it is the explanation. This isn't a quiet breakup behind closed doors. It's a digital heartbreak. Loud, public, messy in a subtle but devastating way. And sometimes that's all the confirmation we need. But here's the thing about love under the spotlight. It never really ends when you think it does. Celebrity relationships don't play by normal rules. They don't fade quietly, and they rarely stay broken forever. Some breakups heal and stay closed, leaving both people stronger. Others, they're like storms, violent, fast, but over before you know it. They pass, and sometimes they make space for something new, something calmer. And then there are the ones that linger, not quite over, not quite alive. They hover in that gray area where the heart refuses to let go even when the mind already has. Love like that doesn't fade in a straight line. It lingers. In photos that used to mean something, in playlists that still sting, in unsent messages, in mutual friends, in what-ifs that replay at 2 a.m. It hides in plain sight even when you're trying to move on. But no matter what comes next, a reconciliation, a respectful distance, or something far messier, one thing is certain. That night changed everything. And what's wild is that it didn't happen with shouting or public fights. There were no viral arguments, no statement videos, no teary confessions. Sometimes it doesn't take a war to end a love story. Sometimes all it takes is one small act. One click. One choice. One silence that's louder than any scream. That's how this one ended, not with noise but with absence. Now everyone's watching from the sidelines, trying to decode every move. Every post, every lyric, every caption becomes a clue. Is this really over for Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre? Or is it just the calm before a bigger storm? The beginning of a second act no one saw coming? Because if we've learned anything about love, especially love under a spotlight, it's that it's never predictable. Sometimes endings turn into beginnings. Sometimes people who drift apart find their way back. And sometimes the messiest heartbreaks write the most unforgettable stories. Maybe this is closure. Or maybe it's the setup for something even more complicated. A sequel full of regret, reflection, and maybe, just maybe, redemption. Because love doesn't always end cleanly. It doesn't always walk away quietly. It leaves pieces, in timelines, in silence, in hearts that still remember. So yes, this chapter might be closing. But that doesn't mean the story is done. Not yet. Maybe not ever.